And for more on this, let's bring in Van Hipp. He's chairman of the consulting firm American Defense International and a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army. Van, always good to see you.
Eric, good to be with you.
You know, they've dialed back the rhetoric a little bit. I mean, no sea of fire, no calling us a dirty prostitute or fiendish bloodsuckers, my personal favorite. But what do you make of this? The kind of pushback on the potential eve of a historic summit.
I'm not surprised, Eric. I think it's a negotiating tactic by Kim Jong-un. And secondly, and I think this plays into it as well, he's playing to the home team. This is designed for consumption by the North Korean people. At the same time he said this, the North Korean government issued a statement to the people saying that the reason the summit is taking place is because Kim Jong-un loves the North Korean people. So I think that's what's going on. And don't forget, where did we hear this phrase, maximum pressure? It began when the National Security Advisor for South Korea, when they was at the White House in March, and they made the announcement that the summit was going to take place. He thanked President Trump on behalf of the South Korean government, saying that his policy of maximum pressure was working, the international community through the sanctions was working, and he said that we've got to stay tough, keep the maximum pressure going on until we see that Kim Jong-un's words match his actions. But you don't see Kim Jong-un today attacking the South Korean government for saying that. Again, I think it's just a negotiating tactic, and he's playing to the home team.
You know, we've had years from the 1994 oil for food basically agreement under the Clinton administration that did not basically work at the very end. The Bush administration, GW, he took North Korea off of the state sponsor of terrorist list of the State Department, hoping to, you know, give the carrots. But we just got kicked in the rear end all the time. What has changed now? Do you think it directly is the President of the United States and his rhetoric, what he has said about Rocket Man and threatening to destroy North Korea, that some saw as being irresponsible?
I think it's peace through strength, and I think he did get in Kim Jong-un's head. And I think for the first time, we have a president who has actually dealt with a North Korean threat. The problem is, Eric, in the past we had presidents, I believe in both parties, who sort of kicked the can down the road. This president has confronted this situation, and he's gotten some sanctions that have worked. I'll tell you, I think the one that has probably had the greatest impact on getting us to this point, one sanction the Chinese complied with, and that was shutting off the money laundering that was taking place where the Iranians were laundering money through Chinese banks to help pay for the North Korean ballistic and nuclear development programs. And so that cash supply has started to dry up. I really believe Iran, and the evidence is there, they have outsourced over the years so much of their nuclear program to North Korea. And so this is one of the sanctions that even our Treasury Department has said that China is complying with.
Wow. And others say even the sanctions against Office 39, which is the supposedly secret unit that provides all the high-level officials with like Chivas Regal and all those Mercedes-Benzes and everything else, that has definitely taken an impact. Also, there's something else happening. David Beasley, former governor of South Carolina, he's now heads the United Nations World Food Program. They've had those deals in the past, but why is a potential visit, which is upcoming, by Beasley to North Korea so significant?
This is a big deal, and the visit had been planned for some time, and as you rightly point out, heads of the World Food Program have gone to North Korea before. But what's interesting, Eric, is that senior leaders at the White House and senior leaders in North Korea last week basically gave the thumbs up and allowed for this visit to go forward. And David Beasley is not a UN bureaucrat. This is a former governor of South Carolina who has brought reform to the World Food Program. He's actually called out Europeans saying, look, we got to get tough with the radical Islamists who are using it as a recruiting tool. And here's why I believe this is so important. This president is trying to pull off the deal of all deals. He needs that ground truth. He needs to know all the cards. The Beasley delegation, my understanding is not only will Governor Beasley be there, he'll have some experts from the World Food Program with him. They're going to spend at least half, if not more than half of their time in the field to see, is it really working? Is the food getting to the people? And if reforms take place, Eric, what can be improved upon this? And what I like I said, he's not a UN bureaucrat. This is someone who President Trump and Ambassador Nikki Haley recommended to the United Nations to pick. So I think this president is going to get the unvarnished truth as to what's really going on in the ground there.
Well, it's been such a horrible situation with their famine. 1 million people estimated to have been starved to death by that regime. And also, Van, thank you. And we must not forget Otto Warmbier and calls to prosecute his killers. Maybe that'll eventually come up.
Amen.
We hope so on the agenda. Van, thank you.
Thank
Laura?
you.